We're sticking with home base today, looking out our window and talking about the apartment sector in Dallas-Fort Worth. Welcome to Apartment Market Dynamics from MPF Research. I'm Greg Willett.
And I'm McIntosh. Let's start the DFW apartment market story with a look at demand. We've got some stunning numbers to show you. This apartment cycle began in early 2010, and since then, demand for 126,506 units has registered in North Texas. Just that block of newly absorbed product would make DFW one of the country's 50 largest apartment markets. That total equals every existing unit in metros the size of Virginia Beach or Salt Lake City. Looking at the most recent stats, DFW's apartment demand registered at 22,964 units in 2016. Compared to the results in other metros, the North Texas figure is tops, roughly 48% ahead of demand for about 15,000 units in both Houston and Washington, D.C.
Let's run through some of the influences for this strong apartment demand in Dallas-Fort Worth. First, and you knew this is where I was going to start, Cameron, North Texas is a job production machine. In that time span from 2010 through 2016, when 126,000 or so apartments were absorbed, local employment additions totaled 680,000 jobs.
A second influence on the strong apartment demand seen in the market is that Dallas-Fort Worth is renter-heavy. Just over 40% of all households in North Texas are renters versus the U.S. average of just under 37%. DFW has one of the highest propensities to rent nationally, ranking alongside spots where really expensive home prices tend to keep households in the rental stock.
A third influence on the big demand for apartments that's occurring in North Texas is simply product availability. Big supply helps support big demand. Whereas barriers to entry keep the apartment stock undersupplied in some metros, it's comparatively easy to bring on product additions in DFW. North Texas isn't just the nation's apartment demand leader in this cycle, it's also the supply leader. A total of 92,000 or so units have been completed since early 2010.
With demand running ahead of completions in this economic cycle, Dallas-Fort Worth apartment occupancy has trended upward. Today's rate is 96%. In line with the all-time high. North Texas apartment occupancy normally stays well under the U.S. average because of so much product in initial lease-up. But the current occupancy rate is virtually identical to the U.S. norm of 96.1%.
DFW also is setting records on rent growth during the current cycle. Annual rent growth near the 6% mark has been sustained for the past 8 quarters. Prior to this cycle, year-over-year rent growth never topped 5%. Rents are up 5 to 7% annually across the Class A, Class B, and Class C product segments. There's some nuance to that 5% rent growth in the Class A stock. Prices are way up for the best properties in the suburbs, but top-tier communities in the urban core neighborhoods register basically flat to declining rents.
DFW once again has the country's biggest block of apartments under construction. 49,684 units are on the way. About 29,000 of those apartments should make it across the finish line this year, up from roughly 21,000 seen last year.
Increasing completions point to an occupancy slide of about 70 basis points for DFW apartments in 2017. But that's a slide from an all-time best performance, so the resulting rate is still healthy at over 95%. Likewise, rent growth seems apt to cool a bit, but the expected increase between 4 and 4.5% is still really substantial.
That's our look at the multifamily sector in Dallas-Fort Worth, which certainly continues to get thumbs up in the near term. I'm McIntosh, he is Greg Willett, and thanks for watching Apartment Market Dynamics from MPF Research.
Want more? Go deeper with MPF Research's apartment market reports. From a national level, down to individual metros, to specific neighborhoods, MPF Research has been providing unparalleled apartment market intelligence to the multifamily industry for almost 5 decades. Learn more by contacting us at 877-284-4938 or visit www.npfresearch.com and click on Market Reports.